Hey there and happy Wednesday. I'm bringing you card number 3 for Deb Warwick's virtual stamp party, and I'm coming a little earlier than I have in a while. It's a busy day on the farm. My son's seed business is having its seed days, so I need to get some food over there, help with grandkids, and all that fun stuff that the busyness of a day on the farm brings. But I wanted to quick sneak in my video so that I wouldn't feel like I had to cut out from that event to come back and do that later. So so you guys get to see me a little early, or maybe watch me on replay, because I thought, you know, I need to bring in something that has some coloring, and so I'm using my blends to color in the flowers and adding a little sparkle to that, because that's what makes this group tick, is that sparkle too. So kind of a clean, simple looking card, and I'm going to give you lots of tips on how to paper save when you're putting your card together. And the card came together so easily for me as I was putting it together, that I hope it goes just as well for my demo. I'm afraid, like, if I miss a step, all my paper saving tips will be out the door if I don't do it right, or in the right order, I should say, of how I did it the first time. So let me just make sure that my iPad is up and running, and it is. Hey there, Pam, good to see you on here. So yeah, let me get my camera turned around too so you can see the card as is here, like so. So here we have the card today. I'm pulling in some fresh freesia and soft succulent, which are a couple in colors, and using some of the fun free designer series paper because of celebration too. So where the stamp set is coming from, you know, we're kind of in that in between. It's almost fall. I've demoed Christmas cards, but I kind of wanted to do something florally too. So here's the Flowers of Friendship, and I used it quite a bit when the annual catalog first came out, and I always used it with the punch. So in the annual catalog here, let me back this up so you can kind of see better, and then you can see that it's Deb's party too. So in the annual catalog, oh, I just closed the page on it. Can I get to it? Yeah, there we go. Okay, Flowers of Friendship. So it has this, and then I've always used it with the punch. So the bundle with the punch is $35. The stamp set alone is $21. Today I'm using just the stamp set, which I haven't done a solo job on that. And as I was turning to this page in the catalog, I noticed one of the samples used some black and white paper, and I noticed that after the fact. So I'm like, oh, even Stampin' Up thinks that this would pair good with black and white paper like I did today. And then I wanted it to be just a plain hello card instead of the sentiments that they had in there. And so I'm pulling back out that Create with Friends. I had that out last week or the week before, and that's on page 36, and it has a lot of just simple little words that you can just stamp out and just do a quick cut with that, and that is where that's coming from. Hey there, Julie, good to see you on here. And let me set that aside. Now the fun paper here is from Celebration. So when you see these wild little squiggly lines, that is from on page 7, the beautifully penned 12 by 12 paper. So you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Usually there's more designs and such, but I kind of like that Stampin' Up did this. So when you look at the back and go, what colors does this match up with? Basic black is the only thing that they're putting on the white. So we've got this pattern like so, and then this squiggly pattern there, and you'll get 4 sheets of that, and then you'll get 4 sheets of this kind of washed out striped look, which I love. And if you love to color in, you could take and make several little floral bouquets doing that too. You could copy today's card that I'm making and do that. And then we've got these little flowers here, and then the back side, just some polka dots. And if I remember, if I can think of that, it would be fun to show you the blending brushes to change the color on these black and white sheets too. So that is where that's coming from. So if you order everything to make today's card, then you would qualify for the $50 to get to the free stamp set, or excuse me, the free paper that I'm using today. So what I'm going to do is do all of my die cutting first. I think that would work best. So I have, like I said, fresh freesia, and then my black and white paper and soft succulent just to pull in a little bit more color. My card base is the thick basic white, so a little bit thicker, sturdier for putting all these layers on. And whenever I use a white base, the thick white is what I go to because it's just sturdier for setting cards up, or if you get several layers and make a card like that, it won't want to go like that as easily either. So I always go to my thick white for that, and same goes for vanilla because the vanilla comes in a thicker cardstock as well too. So hopefully that will help you with that. And then the fresh freesia, I cut that 4 by 5 1/4. And then my white, I cut 3.75 by 5. I'm going to do some more cutting with that. And then this piece, I cut 3.75 by 2.5. Maybe a little higher than you need, but I wanted to err on the side of being high enough so that when I cut off this border, it didn't give you a little like peekaboo here, there. So those are the measurements for that. So let me start my die cutting here. I'm going to pull out the fresh freesia. Took me a while to spell that. I don't know why. Freesia, I always wanted to put SH instead of just the SIA. So kind of like Marsha, you know, a name like that. Okay, so for this, I'm just pulling in for my die cutting. I should show you my layering circles framelits, or maybe in the catalog it's just called layering circles now. This collection is one that I've had forever and use and use and use. Look at all the circles. Love it. Huge, nice set. So this isn't the largest scallop circle. And actually the circle, it looks like it kind of fits tight, but you can see it kind of gives a nice generous fresh freesia border around there. There is one that fits a little bit tighter where you just have a sneak peek of the freesia around it, and I kind of wanted more of a bold border this time, so I kind of picked one that would allow for that. Hey there, Barb. Hi, Sharon. So I'm going to pull out that scallop circle, and this piece, all we're using on the card is just kind of that 1/4 inch border. So I'm going to put this circle kind of towards the top, and then I'm just going to run that through quick. And then my next piece that I'm going to do some paper saving is that white top piece. So this here is what I'm cutting the circle out. So I kind of have to go, I want to leave enough space for the border, but I also want to make sure that this is kind of centered and that. So I'm putting my circle right there like so. Oh, thanks, Missy. Yeah, I had fun with this. There was something that was just like clean lines and such that made me excited. And it's a bright sunny day here today, so I kind of felt like more like flowers versus doing a fall card. I was kind of torn, but thanks. So now the basic borders dies. I used them yesterday for my sheep card with a couple different borders and such. With the clouds and different things. So this is all that I haven't used yet. And today I'm pulling out this one. So just kind of has a stitched etching to it, and then just a little divot there. I don't know. Yeah, don't you love my technical terms always? This is the divot one. So I have cut out that circle, and I'm just going to put that same piece of paper in here. Some people might struggle with this. I'm eyeing it to go, okay, this looks like it's about the middle. I want this to be in the middle. Some people might take like a little piece of tape, or they might take their pencil and such, but I'm kind of just going like that and going, this looks good. And I kind of want to make sure that this is the same as that. Oh, it's moving a little bit on me. So what I want to do and what it wants to do is a little different. There we go. Okay, so next I'm just going to put that through as well. And I like that these dies are long enough. So if you have a card that goes this way instead of today's this way, just know that these borders will fit all the way across the card the long way too. I like to point that out. Oh, good. Deb's on here. She's a hostess. She says she likes it. That's always a thrill for me because I like them to like it. And like I said, Deb and her group like to color, so I thought this would be kind of fun. So I have this little peekaboo piece, this little peekaboo piece. These are the pieces I cut out of there. This I'm just kind of throwing there for my scrap. And now it's time to do a little bit of stamping. So let me pull out my Memento Black ink pad. Hey there, Linda, good to see you. And I'm pulling out that big bunch of flowers here. And because it's a larger image, I'm going to just ink it up this way. That way I can tell that I've got it all inked up. And I'm going to pull out some scratch paper. And I'm just going to kind of tip it off to the side so it's a little offset here on my circle. So I kind of want it to be off there so that there's a little room there for our greeting. So I might as well keep this little scratch paper there too for my coloring. And for my coloring, I want to get out my blends. And I had to take these out of the package. I can't believe I have, well, I can because life's been crazy. These are the new in colors, Fresh Freesia and Soft Succulent. So very easy to do the coloring in with these. I'm just outlining the flower here, like so, and then just kind of going across the top, even though it's off my paper, and just kind of going over the black lines and over the veins in the flower. So this I'm all doing with the darker of the two blends colors in the Fresh Freesia. You can tell I used to work at a dentist office for years and years because every time I see these, they look like molars to me. So when I work with these flowers, it reminds me of my days at the dentist office. So kind of a cute little analogy. And then I think, well, maybe if I need a stamp sometime for molars, then I can just get this one out. So that's just the dark that I went over that with, and then I'll pull out the light Fresh Freesia and then just kind of go up to that edge to blend the dark color with the light color and fill as it goes. This is just always so fun to see the colors pop. As the colors dry, they just kind of look blended and it just erases all the lines, and it's super easy to get light and dark. And it, like I said, as it dries, it'll be even more vibrant. And I'm going to do that same look here with the Soft Succulent. I'll start with my dark and just trace the leaf here. And then there's two lines for the vein in that leaf. Just gonna trace this leaf too and kind of go up there. And I'm leaving the black lines black. Sometimes I like to go over those with my blends today because the card kind of has some just clean lines to it. I wanted that look to kind of be the theme of the card, especially because it kind of carries through in the designer series paper as well. So I have that. Oh good, that was just a speck of something. I thought maybe I got ink on it and I didn't want that. So that is all there is for stamping, or I should say coloring with that. And now is the layering. So now you'll see all these pieces and go, oh really, what is she trying to do or what? So with this being my card base, then the next layer that I'm going to put on is the Fresh Freesia, and that is that 4 by 5 1/4, like so. Like I said, now I hope it just layers as easily as it did when I was making the card. Okay, so I'll put that down here like so. And then next I'm going to put this, and like I said, 2.5 by 3.75. And things are gonna start to look goofy until I get all the top layers kind of put together too. Hi there, Karen. Thanks for joining in. Okay, so that I'm just going to put here, kind of eyeing so that there's like a 1/4 inch border there. And this is where it looks really goofy, like that does not look right, but it is. And then next I'm going to assemble my flower on top of this circle frame here and set that aside. But it's kind of fun to see that nice fun border around there. and such. Hi Carmen, thanks for joining in today. And then this piece is that 3.75, which is the same width as this with that border punch. So I'm just going to kind of eye 1/4 inch across the top and then have my sides line up because they're both 3.75. So it's coming together, and this kind of would make a fun little sea scene or ocean scene if you wanted to do waves or sponge or blending brushes, make those be waves in the ocean. Thank you, Nancy. And it does come together finally with this piece. It's going to cover all of that up, but why have extra pieces when you can cut them out of this? And I always think not only does it save you your paper resources, which we all laugh because we have enough paper for sure, but sometimes it's the going through the mail system that can really add bulk and such that we try to cut down on so our cards aren't so bulky to mail, and this will definitely help with that. So as I put this on there like so, it covers all of that up. And then on the inside, all of that stays the same there too. So the person that's receiving it won't know that you did any of those shortcuts, but they won't have any postage due on their end, which is nice. For my greeting, the sentiment hello, like I said, I grabbed that from the stamp set Creating with Friends. And that's photopolymer, so it makes it pretty easy to just line that up on a little scrap here of soft succulent ink. And then I'm just going to bring over my trimmer and make that be an easy cut, because I kind of want to cut it 2 ways, that way, and then I want to take my scissor and just kind of trim it like so. And that way, if I do one with my trimmer, then I know my other one will probably line up better so that we don't keep trimming and trimming and trimming. I'm sure you've all had that happen. All right, I'm just going to put my hello over here, and then I'm just going to kind of add, trying to think if this will fit. Yeah, I don't want it to get too high on one end and not on the other because my flowers are popped up with dimensional. So I'm putting a dimensional and then tape so that it kind of goes off like so for that. So then we have the hello like that. And then I like the clean, simple lines. Well, this just seems to be a little crooked. It's driving me crazy. There we go. And I like the clean look of everything, but I still do want to add a little bit of an embellishment. And loving these things, the 2021, 2023 in Color Jewels. When they first came out, Stampin' Up could not keep them in stock. And now that they are back in stock, I won't tell you how many packages of these I've purchased. So it's got all of the 5 in colors. And so I'm working today with Fresh Freesia, but I kind of wanted to bring in the soft succulent color today. Just so it wasn't all purple, purple, purple. And because there's only a little bit of soft succulent there and there, I thought putting the soft succulent gems on there would kind of help tie that all together. They come in 2 different sizes, so I'm going to put one larger one there and then a larger one up here in the corner. Whoops. We don't need to decorate it with the dimensional sticker. And then a smaller one kind of next to it, so that kind of just frames that to make it complete. And because this is a hello card, then the inside I'm just going to leave blank for the people that are getting this through Deb's Party. So very clean, simple card. And what I hope you glean from today's session for inspiration is you could change these colors, both the leaves and to a different shade of green, and then the flowers to whatever, and pick a favorite color for the background and for this framing. And if you wanted to sponge this in instead of being black and white too, so you could kind of just use this layout, change up different colors, different flowers, things like that, and make it your own too. So hopefully you can get something out of it that way by just seeing the layout. So that is it for today. Let me get the camera moved around, get my coloring glasses off. So That wraps up the demo session for Deb Warwick's virtual stamp party. Her party will be open still for a little bit. I haven't clarified for her exactly when she's going to close, but you do have some days yet to order. So how that works, if you'd like to place a minimum $25 order towards her party using her host code, that host code connects the order and tells me that you would like the 3 cards that I've made with the crafting sessions as a thank you. You'll get those 3 cards sent out in the mail from me as a thank you from Deb and I, and that's how that works. And then this weekend I have my Stampin' Up Conference. It's online, so I'll get inspired by Stampin' Up all weekend long, starting tomorrow actually, and hopefully get some new ideas for you guys and information that I like to share with you guys about business tips or kind of how they're doing numbers, best-selling stamp sets, stuff like that. It's always kind of fun and interesting to me, and I like to send that along to you when I know numbers like that, because that's kind of fun. And then next week I will start in again with Audrey Payton's virtual stamp party. Audrey's from Iowa, and I met her at a stamp party, gosh, has it been 2 years ago in the fall or something? And it was during COVID, and it was just so fun to be with people, and it was a safe event. And so I'm looking forward to starting her virtual party then for you guys, probably on Monday, so that I can get some ideas. I already have so many ideas planned for her party. It'll be how to narrow down to 3 for you guys. So have a great weekend and enjoy it. And I know it seems weird to say have a great weekend on Wednesday, but still enjoy it to the fullest. See you on Monday. Bye-bye.